Hey guys, what's going on, everybody? All right, I gotta get the record straight here. Gotta reset that from the other night. Tonight, I'm back again. More Bravo, just coming at you live with some Bravo. There's not much else to it. Bravo's kind of been like my forefront, pick for games right now. And just like I don't know, like I like Bravo. I'm probably gonna end up taking Bravo to Baltimore, but Richmond will give us a lot of information this weekend. Oh, excuse me. So I mean, yeah, if you're trying to decide on what to play, you still got a little bit of time. Richmond's like 2 or 3 weeks out, but we are at that point where we kind of like everybody kind of needs to, like, in my opinion anyway, everybody kind of needs to make a little decision and be practicing like a couple of decks kind of thing. But not everybody feels that way about it. Let's see. What did I ended up cutting something else. I ended up saying I wanted these last time and that I didn't want staunch responses, but then my opponent left. Okay, so I ended up not wanting the remembrance. Did I cut sinks? I mean, they do play attacks, so keeping sinks in is not a bad play. And we'll just try to run them over, play as aggressively as we can here. So we can go... We can go Bravo Chokeslam here to push damage, but we're not able to make a surge if we do that, and we get to Arsenal our Spinal Crush. I mean, anytime you have the capability of dominating something on turn 0, I would take it. I've got the feeling it's an out of bubblegum kind of night. I'm not quite out of bubblegum. Terran did try to eat the rest of it today, though. So there is that. You mean Baltimore is a couple weeks away? Yeah, sorry, did I say Richmond's a couple weeks away? That's not what I meant. Thank you for catching that. Baltimore is indeed a couple of weeks away. Richmond's coming up this weekend. Richmond's going to give us a lot of information about... it's going to give us a lot of information about how we need to prepare... how we need to prepare for Baltimore in a few weeks here. Can pets have bubblegum? I don't think pets are supposed to have bubblegum, but, like... I don't know. Like, Taryn didn't eat any. She was just being a little heathen this morning. I was working from home today, and Taryn was just kind of, like, eating... Like, she got on the desk and was trying to, like, eat stuff on my desk. So, yeah. Just add fact checker to my job description. I mean, trust me, that's been on your job description for a long time. It's been on your resume since I met you. I'm picturing Taryn blowing a bubblegum fart and floating away. Can you imagine Taryn pooping a bubble? This has been one of the most interesting conversations I've ever had. So we activate Bravo, have 2 floating, and then we get to play our blue pummel. So we're representing pummel really well here because we didn't actually activate Bravo. Now, if our opponent blocks 9 here, I don't even know if I'll use it. It's probably not worth getting the last card out of their hand. I'd probably rather just have a pummel and arsenal that I can use later. So we'll see what happens. If they try to cover up the crush effect here, and still try to have a turn, I'll probably end up playing the pummel here. Now, this is pod racing? What? What are you talking about, dude? I mean, yeah, if they're going to do this, I'm just going to drive it home here. take a card. I mean, they can't have go again anyway, but I do like the idea of taking a card from them here. So, let's go Macho Grande, Crush the Weak, then Showtime on the bottom. What did they do? Did they play Lace with Blood Rot and Pass here? All right. Man, that scene where Anakin flies off in the Enterprise to take down the Wookiees was great. Okay, I don't think we watched the same Star Wars movie, Ben. So we pitch Disable, play Rouse, reveal Zealous and Macho Grande for Go Again, and then we pitch Macho Grande for Hammer, Arsenal to Zealous belting, so we get back-to-back Zealous belting turns. It is worth noting here that if we didn't have Rouse turned on, we could play Zealous belting. We could make a Surge, play Zealous belting, and then we could turn around and hammer them. It'd also be an 11-point turn where we get to Arsenal Rouse. And I don't mind arsenaling Rouse because we have Crown of Providence up pretty early. So this could be me being a little judgmental of the way my opponents played so far this game, but this one kind of fills over, if you want the truth, which is a little harsh because the game just kind of started. So it's not exactly like we're... Plus my opponent disconnected, so, like, I don't know. They might have just quit anyway. Who knows? If it pops up and says they can see there in a minute, then we'll know. Right now I do feel very in the driver's seat though. Like this game is just like, it feels like we're in a commanding position. We're up 5 points and we're about to have a 13-point turn with a Go Again attack in our arsenal. Sweep the leg. You're just like saying all my favorite things. Get him a body bag. It's like one of my favorite. I mean, you know that. You've listened to me say it 1,000 times. I was like, I love that scene from Karate Kid. All right, well, yeah, I don't know, like, we played our cards and we won, so there's that. I'm going to write that down as a game because I do think we were going to win that game. Win. Didn't feel fair. That's what I'm going to put as a note here in my testing thing. Let's see. I cannot type. Hi and good luck, opponent. Kano. There you are. Let's see what we changed to. He had tectonic plating last night, and I changed it to tunic, which I think tectonic plating is interesting. But that's a win. Put it in the book. Bop 'em. That's right. ABB. Always be bopping. Takes out pulverizes, spinals, and sink belows. I don't mind blue staunch, I don't think. I definitely don't want the remembrance, though. It's a yellow. I'd rather have a blue. Yeah, I don't know. We'll try plating. It doesn't feel right, but we'll try plating. So we make a surge. Are they playing Waning Moon against us? That's a spicy meatball. That's interesting. Huh. Do you ever recognize opponents? Like you run across the same person often enough? Yeah, so sometimes I just see like the same people that I know are playing. I do see those people sometimes. And then there are other times when I see like names that I know, like that I know stream or that I know are like famous, like popular. Like the other night, I played against somebody named Ethnic Smoke. And he has a pretty good sized YouTube channel, and he's like, he does some commentating and some things like that. So I was like, I like to playing against him was a lot of fun the other night. He got me, he did beat me, but it was a really close one. I could hold my head high about losing that one. But it is, I have to say it is kind of cool to like run against people that you know, like see these big names across from you. It kind of started happening to me a few times when I was playing Magic regularly. But like it's pretty cool. Like it's pretty like kind of surreal a little bit to play against like these like famous people. We'll go Debilitate, then Showtime. Arsenal the Hammer here. We have the ability to throw a Chokeslam with Dominate. I'm imagining that this hand is going to look like AB4 on their turn right now, and then throw Command and Conquer. It's probably what we're looking at here. I feel like it would be very naive of me to think that we're going to get out of this turn without having to AB something. Like this. This is a great example. Ether Spindle is a card that like needs to be blocked. Letting a Kano player opt like is obnoxious. I think my opponent's very new to Talishar. It's kind of the sense that I'm getting. I don't know, they don't seem like they're very familiar with the interface. Yeah, so we'll pitch Thunderquake and prevent 3. Pitching Thunderquake because that's the first blue I want to see. I'll pitch the Chokeslam and prevent 1 here. It is worth noting that if I had a Surge, I would keep the Chokeslam here. Let them know, Nightbot. If you're enjoying the stream, don't forget to follow. So, 1 is more than likely not going to change the course of the game too much. Like my 1 resource that I'll have floating here. Like if they have combo, they'll kill me. But considering how quickly they went to blocks. Yeah, the fact that they had a yellow and a red means that there's no way they were going to combo me. So, I still think it's correct to leave the 1 floating there. Like, the 1 is probably never going to save me, but you never know what might come up and what might not. They've only got 2 cards, so there's only so much they can do here. We've already seen 2 Ether Spindles. Tome of Aetherwind would be good. They had a Tome of Fiendel in Arsenal. That would be insanely good. They pitch a card, play that, go back up to 3, and then they go to 29. Be a pretty good turn. It'd be a pretty good cycle for them. And if they pitched a blue, they'd have 2 floating, which means they could try to make some stuff happen. Well, the cool thing about them playing Waning Moon against us is that Lesson in Lava just is never going to hit unless they're going to break Metacarpus nodes. We'll go Cranial Crush here. What are we doing? I think we're throwing Command and Conquer with the threat of Pummel here. Having a card in Arsenal and having a card in my hand, like, my opponent has to consider, do they have the Pummel here? Now, I mean, it's hard to tell, like, but I'm always intrigued to see how people play around this, because if you're playing against somebody who's playing a Command and Conquer, like a Guardian especially, and they play a Command and Conquer, and they have 2 resources floating in a card, or if they have 2 cards left in hand, you always have to think about, am I playing around a pummel? And if you don't play around a pummel, then it tells me that you don't care about your hand. Like that you don't care about your arsenal. So like, that is what I would say to someone when I was playing against somebody that I knew was good. The problem with that is that you don't always know if you're playing against somebody who's good or who's doing the right thing. The higher my life total, like the higher I can keep my life total over the course of the game here, like the better for me. They just played a Sonic Boom from their arsenal, which means it tells me they didn't care about their arsenal there. I can't do anything besides play Zealous Belting here. So actually, I can just throw the Chokeslam. I'll just take the 2 here. Like 2 hits off the Waning Moon is fine. I think it's better to throw the Chokeslam. I am leaving them with the knowledge that if they have combo, they can kill me. But I think we need to get some pressure going. Like, and I've had 2 reds in every hand since the first one, which means I haven't been able to pitch a red, or I haven't been able to pitch a blue to block AB on their turn and then play my Terra Sunder Hammer, because Dominate is how we're going to win the game. Like, that's how we're going to do it. Do cards have the ability to regain life like Magic or no? Yeah. So there are definitely cards in Flesh and Blood that like let you gain life. That's definitely a thing that you can do. I would honestly say that the cards that gain life are a lot better in Flesh and Blood than they are in Magic. Like, gaining life is so much more relevant in my opinion. So this is gonna deal 1 to me, and then they're gonna Waning Moon me for 3. So I'm gonna take 4 here. A turn cycle where I take 4 and they take 2. That's not good for us. We'll come in with a Chokeslam here. We have the ability to block 3 here, but we have the ability to AB 3, not like block, quote unquote. But what's the most over 40 you've ever finished, or have you ever finished over 40? So I have never personally finished over 40 in a game of Flesh and Blood, but one of my buddies, well, you know Blake. I was like, we play games with Blake. Blake has finished a couple of games like at 42 or 45. I finished a couple of games in the 30s, but I've never finished a game over 40. That would just be absolutely insane. So I don't know what my opponent's hand is here, but they could have activated Kano before this. They activate Kano, like if they had 2 reds and they can't do it. That's also the last Ether Spindle, which is important to recognize. So Zealous Belting Hammer here. Or I can play the Pummel, I guess. I don't know. Part of me kind of wants to play the Pummel here, because they're just going to give me their last cards anyway. Okay. Good game, I guess. Yeah, all right. Well, I mean, yeah, I don't know. Like, this is a bad matchup, but we won. I mean, I don't think as Bravo you'll ever beat a good Kano player, personally. Like, it's just such a hard thing to do. Like, Kano's such a bad matchup for Bravo. They conceded. Like, they just conceded in the middle of the game. I don't know if like their hand was terrible or I don't know what was going on there, but they just conceded. Hey, ABB, always be bopping. It's gonna like have to be a thing. Oh, this will be a fun matchup. Hi, and good luck, opponent. I've only played 2 games in a Dromai ever, and they were against Blake. So we're gonna see what happens. They also happened to be last night, so there's that. I know that. So Ed Knight says to leave in the staunch responses here. Like, this is how he sideboards. He takes out sigils and sink belows. I'm just gonna cut all 4 of them, and I don't need their remembrance here. Like, so the thing about this matchup is that I want to put on as much pressure as humanly possible as fast as I freaking can. Like, I need to kill them super fast. That's right, classic. Yeah, I need to run my opponent over here. We're going to keep the Crippling Crush because Crippling Crush is just insanely good. And if I have 3 blues, I can just dominate it. So if this is a blue, I can just dominate this. Sigil of Solace is a pretty good way for them to start the game. Like, this is probably the best start we could have asked for here. Dominating a Crippling Crush on the first turn of the game. Yeah, bravo, man. I've been playing a lot of Bravo lately. I really enjoy the matchup. You ended a game against Bobby at 43 one time? That's insane. What were you guys playing? So I'm gonna go. It doesn't matter. My first hand here, so it doesn't matter. I'm gonna go Thunderquake, Rouse, Pummel. See what we hit here. I'm honestly kind of just want to take 6 here, throw my Spinal, and then Arsenal Spinal here. I was on Dromai. I don't remember what he was playing. He wouldn't concede, so I played 2 Toma Fiendel until I was above 40 and then killed him. I love Bravo, but I couldn't figure out the Oldham matchup. So, I mean, I think I'm 3-2 into Oldham so far. I haven't got to play a ton against Oldham, but the Oldham matchup has, like, I don't know, like, it's like pitch stacking is extremely important. I'm just very bad at that matchup. Well, I think you get a lot better with practice because I think you're a very good player. And I say that because if I can figure it out, then you can figure it out. Okay, so now we've set up our first hand to be we've set up our first hand to be a Rouse the Ancients if we get to that point in the game where we can have go again here. So we can pop this, dominate the Spinal Crush, and then Arsenal the Chokeslam. He doesn't know what to do without a lightning token. Oh, it's hilarious. Now listen, I say that Taylor is very good with the old lightning tokens. Taylor showed me quite a few things the other night when we played Briar on the stream. Are you playing Briar in Richmond, or did you decide to play something a little more spicy? The fact that we already have a Crown of Providence and a Flamescale block has been awesome. so far. Like, my opponent takes 7, which means they don't have go again. You like to see that. Ooh, so I play Passing Mirage. So I can... What can we do here? Riptide? Lol? Well, that's the spice. So we can make a Surge, dominate with Bravo, and then play Chokeslam, and then Arsenal our Spinal Crush. I mean, Command and Conquer would have also been a very understandable play right there, just because of how valuable it is. Like, Command and Conquer has a lot of value, and if I'd had a blue pummel, honestly, I would have just thrown it. I would have just thrown the Command and Conquer at them because they don't have Crown of Providence up anymore. Deck is very good into Oldhim, into everything but Oldhim, in your opinion. Like, what version? Like, so I'm going to be honest, like, and I feel this way quite regularly at tournaments, but I haven't really seen anybody play anything that's, like, kind of impressed me about Riptide. But when you say that you like it, I 100% believe you. Play Alexi, then you can beat Oldhim. You can fatigue Oldhim at that. So I pitch Debilitate to play Rouse, and then I get to dominate a Spinal Crush. But I have to take 9, 11, and maybe a 0 for 4 here. I could also just throw my equipment and save 9 life here. I mean, we'll save it for something else. I'll just take 11 here and go to 23. Yep. This might not be the correct play, but I do have a very good play here. I got a solid list for Riptide. I've been working on with the team. It's just Briar. Well, no wonder you like it so much if it's just Briar. Like, duh, Forehead, you're gonna love it. Oh, man. We'll pitch Debilitate, reveal these 2 cards. We will attack our opponent here. We've had an extremely aggressive start here, and my opponent is playing a lot of 2-drops. Or they're playing a lot of 2-blocks, it feels like. Yeah, I mean, dude, I don't, like... It's just been a straight race so far. Like, if this is a defense reaction in your arsenal, then that's pretty good. But if it's not, like... Okay. I really don't understand what my opponent's doing. This is yikes from him down. Yeah, I mean, dude, they're, like it's 23-2. So I can go Zealous Belting into Chokeslam. Is Stromae about to quit the game? I mean, it kind of feels that way. If I lose, it would be sad, but I've seen crazier things happen. So, I mean, I'm just going to go Zealous. I'm just going to Arsenal the Chokeslam here. Yeah, I don't like this has been an interesting game. I have to say, one of the 2 games I played 2 games against I've played 2 games against Stromae so far, and both of them have been the first one I was winning, and then Blake stabilized very late in the game. But then the second one was about like this, and I just ran him over here. Just hammer, don't Chokeslam, so you get Surge and Arsenal. Yeah. These are the Dromize that say she's good into the field, Ellen. Oh, man, that's just cruel. That's just cruel. This is an interesting hand. We're definitely going to block with Crown of Providence here. I'm probably just going to throw my equipment here. Like, I mean, I can block 6. So the question is, what are we putting back? I mean... just a blue? I mean, yeah, just the... Yeah, this hand's interesting. Get a blue from a pummel? Yeah, so I was like, my first thought is to just put a pummel back and just, like, try to come up with another blue. Hey, dude, it's good. I knew what you meant, man. You're good, brother. You're good. I knew what you were getting at. So, how many other dragons do they have? They have a mirror guy. I mean, part of me wants to pop this with the Crippling Crush, but I also like arsenaling this. And I don't think it matters. I can not make a surge here. Right, so this costs 3. Yeah, that's fine. I'll take that. So this costs 3. Activate Bravo. Oh, they want a rematch. That's fun. So activate Bravo, come in with Chokeslam, and then we just get the pummel to Chokeslam and dominate. So this is fun. I guess we'll just do a full rematch here. Yeah, I don't know. They disconnected. They said they wanted a rematch. What the heck, dude? I have 0 games into Bravo as Riptide. Can I get a game, get some games in sometimes before this week? Yeah, man, absolutely. Like, I'm absolutely down for that. Good into everything. Yeah, man. I mean, I'm down to get games in whenever you want to. I'm gonna take a page out of your book, Taylor Copium. Oh, the conversation that's happening here. All right. Well, I don't know what my opponent was doing there. That felt pretty good. All of their 2 blocks really seemed to be their demise. Dromai. We went second. We won. Ran them over. Bravo, go Burr. That was one of my notes on the game last night. On a game last night that I played, because honestly, that's just kind of where I'm at. Oh. All right. Well, 3-0 is the mirror? Let's go. Oh. I was like, dude, I'm down to play the mirror. I don't think I've actually played the Bravo mirror maybe once or twice. I don't know. Let's consult my handy dandy notebook here. And Control F is a thing for a reason. Find the next one. Yep, I played Bravo 1 time, and I won. Playing against Katsu, we'll go first. Hi, and good luck, opponent. Katsu. There you are. Can I jump in the next game? Let Benton see me get stomped? Yeah, I mean, I'll back out now if you want to. Like, do you want me to back out now and we'll play before this game starts? No, play it. All right, sounds good. So this is a matchup we definitely don't want the Remembrance. Again, I don't really understand. Maybe he just doesn't want 2 blocks here. Maybe that's the play. I don't know that I want 63 cards. I don't know that I want... Definitely don't want red unmovables. We'll leave in the blue staunches because they can cover stuff up pretty well. I don't know. We'll try it and see what happens. We can dominate a Chokeslam. come in for 6, and then arsenal a Macho Grande. Or I guess we could arsenal a Cranial Crush to play around the chance of Art of War here. I could make a Surge, hammer for 6 here, get some cards out of my opponent's deck. Let's dominate a Choke Slam. Like, they'll give us 1 card to stop the effect here. Not that I think it's like super relevant, but because I was like, nothing they really do gains power, but still, we get to push some damage through. We'll go Cranial, then Buckling Blow. So, let's see. I'm going to take 4 here. Right now, the most obvious line to me looks like block with Pummel and an equipment. Throw hammer for 10. Man, so I need to block 5 here because of the breaking skills. But to be fair, this would just give them a card. But blocking 5 also plays around Mask and them drawing a card here. If they have empowerment and breaking skills, it's a blowout. But is it worth giving them 2 pieces of equipment? I think I would. I don't know, because then I have to block again. I'm just going to block here. Ah, they had the empowerment. Well, that's pretty good. I mean, if they wanted to give me breaking skills before they blocked with it, I think I'd kind of be okay with that. So this is just 4. I mean, so again, I'm in a spot where if they want to use their equipment here to draw another card, like, I guess I'm okay with that. This is not a super great line. 100 wins is just 3 go again, and then Winds of Eternity says it's +2. So take 4. Shoo! Sheesh. That was a pretty good first turn for them. We'll throw the hammer for 6 and make a Surge. That's the thing about Katsu, is that Katsu now is playing like all the empowerments, and like I think they're playing like think the few lists I've seen are playing 3 copies of Razor too. Not really a fan of this matchup, to be entirely honest. Like, I don't think I'm favored, really. So again, I'm okay taking 5 here to be able to block their momentum hit. So they did go get this. So let's block Terra Sunder Crown. Put Macho Grande on the bottom. Draw like the worst card we could find there. Pretty much anything that turned on Rouse was worth it there, but that is really, really, really not good. I mean, I could... like, Pulverize isn't even that good against them because of Kodachis. We need like a Crippling Crush or something. Man, I really needed that to be like a red or something that turns on Rouse. We make a Surge. Dominate Bravo. Dominate with Bravo. Pitching Showtime. Pitch Crush the week to come in with Buckling Blow for 6 Dominate. Crush something, gets a -1 counter. And then we Arsenal the Rouse and try to have a big flip turn. I'm not a big fan of arsenaling Rouse without Crown of Providence, but I think we're so far behind that I need to live on the edge a little bit here to win the game. So we'll see what happens. Like, I'm down 9 points. My opponent has 5 cards. It'd be one thing if I had a Spinal Crush or a Crippling Crush or like something big to throw here, but I just don't. So just don't really see us climbing out of this situation very easily here. So is 18 is 18 with a crush effect worth taking their entire turn? It's definitely worth taking one, I'll tell you that. Gets +1. All right, I don't care to take 4 here because my turn's still insane. As someone who hates blocking, yes, you dislike blocking maybe more than anybody else I know, Taylor. Honestly. And I don't really mean that insultingly. I just kind of mean that for what it is. So I have to go to 12 here. I mean, Silas dislikes blocking, but like Taylor hates blocking. I assume your yes was in response to taking 5 and giving them a mask hit, so we'll see what happens. Living on the edge. We go to 12, they get a mask. Chew. All right, well. But Silas never blocks as a default. Taylor recognizes when he has to block. Silas just doesn't. I don't think that means that Taylor likes it more than him. I think Taylor just understands that if he wants to win, he has to think about the time it takes to make decisions, like actually make decisions. I mean, if I could reveal my other 2 cards and make it happen here, I would, but I can't, so I have to show them the Crippling Crush. We need to have a good follow-up turn after this, too. Like, it can't just be this turn. But that means that Taylor likes blocking enough to win. I mean, I guess that's fair. I would say that Taylor likes winning enough to block. But, I mean, I feel like they're kind of interchangeable. Honestly, my opponent might just be debating, can I take 10 or can I go to 10, just keep 2 random cards and still put on enough pressure? They might be able to, I don't know. I'm going to need my next turn to be like another Crippling Crush. Oh, they're going to give us Mask. I mean, it makes sense. Like, they got their mask hit they wanted. Well, we're going to block with this Pulverize. I was like, hopefully they just Arsenal. We couldn't have been that lucky, could we? We can't just, man. This is awkward. Am I blocking with Spinal Crush, Legs, swinging for 4, and arsenaling the Staunch response here? I think that's my best play here. Snatch OP. Snatch is very good. I was not ready for the snatch at the end of their turn there. Katsu also plays a lot of 2-blocks, so like our Crippling Crush definitely could have had a better effect there. But Katsu also plays a lot of cards like Flick Flack. So Flick Flack is a very good card against me. Like I honestly think that I honestly believe that Katsu's favored into me. Like I don't think this is a favorable matchup for me. So we play Imposing Visage, make a Surge, and Command and Conquer here. I don't hate it. Because we can just get a blue here. We'll just get a Thunderquake and put it on the bottom. And then we have the ability to have a turn next turn. Like we have options to have a turn with the Showtime giving us an extra card. It allows us to block with 3 cards pretty aggressively, or block with 2 cards and play our Staunch Response, so that we can still keep our, so that we can still like hammer or something else. Ooh, they decided to get rid of their arsenal. That was probably a good decision on their part. Oh. So the empowerment's not good enough for me to pay here. Like for me to play Sink Below. And if I play the Sink Below on the Be Like Water, they're just gonna play the empowerment on something else. And if they don't, they're just gonna arsenal it. So it's a non-winning scenario for me. I mean, honestly, I think against Katsu, I think we just need to see like Crippling Crush, Spinal Crush, stuff like that earlier in the game. So I can Staunch Response here and die to the Breaking Scales. I can block with Pummel and Sink Below and then throw the Hammer for 4. That is probably my best play. Now, this does have Go Again, so if I have something good enough here, like, I'm just up a creek. Play Staunch Right with Crater Fist. I mean, so isn't playing Staunch with Crater Fist the same thing as Pummel and Sink Below here? Because either way, I guess the only difference is I have a Pummel in my arsenal, and now I'm going to have whatever I draw. Pretty much, but Sink and Arsenal is better than a Staunch and Arsenal. So I would have had to have played the Sink right there. So I don't have a Sink and Arsenal. And I'm just going to come in for 4 here. I mean, being able to keep 1 card and swing 4 is very good. I mean, Dash does that a lot, so I'm very used to that play pattern. Yeah, I couldn't see that he had another card. Oh, gotcha. I mean, we don't know that he's going to come in with his other card, but I assume when I'm at 1 that if he has anything, he's going to come at me with another card just because he wants to be able to take every card he can out of my hand. So if he comes in with Kodachis, I'm going to block Pummel. Ooh, 100 wins, huh? We've seen one Razor that my opponent pitched here. We've seen 2 Ancestral Empowerments. I haven't seen another one, I don't think. We'll block 3 and see what happens. If he has a sink below, that's going to kill me. Well, this feels bad, but hopefully we find a 3 block of some variety here. Block Adachi. Throw the choke slam. And we'll block this out. I mean, and here's where we die. Like, when we're at 1, we're in the Kadachi lock. This is why I don't think this matchup is good. But, well, there's a multitude of reasons that I don't think this matchup is favored for me, but block choke slam. We'll block our 3. Anything kills us here. Yep. And GG to our opponent. They played well. Yeah, that's just like, I don't think Katsu's a very good matchup for Bravo unless you start out very hot. I'm sure there were places where I could have played differently or played better, but it did not feel good. Telshar, Katsu. I think I went first. Yeah, I did. Loss. Opponent played well, and I fell behind quickly. I feel like that's probably like the best explanation there of things we can get. Let's see here. Let's pop open Discord. See if we can get a hold of Taylor. Taylor. So, oh, all right, cool. Well, Taylor's ready already.
Hello.
Hey, what's up, man?
What's up, dude? I'm leaving your stream now, so I won't. So I don't have a chance here.
Well,
Yeah.
I've played against Riptide a few times, and it honestly feels like every time I played against one, I played against an aggro Riptide the other day, and that was actually a pretty close game.
Yeah, we've been really testing a lot because, like, I saw the hero. My first thought was like, dang, that Arsenal ability is pretty strong. So we've been really focusing down on the ability to just reload off of every card. So it's been a pretty fun deck to build.
I mean, that's fair.
Yeah.
So let's see, boarding how I normally do. We cut those. I think that's what I've been doing. Yeah, we'll try it like this.
Yeah, same. I'm always I'm really stuck on which bow to use into you. That's my big issue I've been having.
Oh, really?
Yeah, 'cause I don't know whether to beat face or kind of play like control like mid range.
Did the lobby glitch out or something?
Yeah, it says network happened, perishing error rejected. Send me another one. That's weird.
Oh, here we
Never seen
go.
that.
It happened. I'm starting to wonder if it's my internet or something. Like, I don't know what's going on because it did that the other night when I was trying to test with Nick.
Send me another one because it says someone's already joined. Because it's the same link as the last one.
Okay.
I think you have to create a new lobby. I think the whole lobby.
Okay.
I think for working for Talishar for a little bit, I know all this stuff, but
Let's try it now.
okay. I'm feeling lucky.
Well, I'm pretty sure you're like lifetime and O against me. So
I'm trying. Ben's got my number. You can ask him how to do it.
Ben's got your number.
Oh yeah, no, Benton, man, Alexander.
Oh, Alexander. You guys always call him Benton, and I'm always like, who?
Who's
Like,
That's how I always think. I was like, oh, it's Ben.
oh, is that? Yeah, okay. Cut everything I wanted to. Wow, this hand's a doozy.
Yeah, I don't know what to do this hand either, so you're fine.
Yeah, the person I was playing against had Dreadbore the other day, and I thought that was pretty sweet.
Yeah. What a bad hand. Let's see what we do. Oh, sink below. No. Should have been an arrow, not me.
Well. This is not what I had in mind.
Same.
So I think our best play is just to throw hammer and set up. Which I was like, I'm sure he's happy to take.
I'm trying to play like a mid-range game, India.
Okay. You could have just reloaded right there, right?
Yeah, I could have.
I do think that's like a really cool mechanic.
Yes, where I can block a dominated card with no arsenal out with 2 sink belows or something.
Yeah.
It's like, oh wow, he can do that. Oops, all sink belows.
Well, that's what we were looking for. So we're basically saying we're going to take 8 to have our play. Yeah, I think that's fine.
Ooh, spicy. Oh.
Take 8. Did you say it's not very cash money of you?
Yeah.
I did not sink here. I mean, don't use the ability. So were you thinking not use the ability and keep the other Crippling Crush in Arsenal? Because I had considered that line, but I really wanted to be able to dominate Crippling Crush here and try to get him, because if he had a 3 block trap in his arsenal, then it was pretty good for me.
Yeah.
We just stacked CC with Spinal. Yeah, no, I mean my pitch stack is not going to be good at all. So this is just 10. Like, it's not. We're not really like doing anything here.
Nope.
We do have your equipment out of the way, so setting up is a good idea. I really don't want to give you my equipment this early. Although, is it worth it to... God, is it worth it to take 8 and throw that? Because, I mean, even a sink below wouldn't save you.
Might not a bad idea. I mean, I don't know what it is, but...
Whenever you play a card from hand, you may put a... So, if you play a reaction... You could load a reaction and then play one from your arsenal.
Oh, yeah.
That is pretty neat.
Yeah, it's fun.
All right. We're going to force Taylor to have it here.
I never have it.
That's not true. I feel like you always have it.
Oh, never mind. Interesting hand.
That is a pretty cool line, though. I honestly think you'll get some people with that. Like, who just don't know that that's a thing. Like, being able to, like, play a reaction and then load up. All right, so you had the third sink below. Yep, I mean, that's pretty good. Man, was hoping we were going to dodge like the third sink below, like Fate Foreseen style card right there.
Nah. Whenever someone draws a Tear Sunder, I automatically get to draw a Sink Below. That's how the rules work.
I mean, it's working very well for you so far. Make a Surge, Zealous Belting. Then we'll throw Command and Conquer.
It's not bad value. That was a really good Command and Conquer, though. Sad.
So this is for 5. So we could give Taylor all of my equipment. I could just give Taylor all of my equipment here. This does not have Go Again. Taylor does have Snapdragon Scalers if he wanted to use it for something. I mean, he has another Codex in hand. We're getting an Infecting Shot. Taylor could use Bullseye's Bracers. He'd have to use Snapdragons and Bullseye Bracers. That feels like a greedy use of equipment. I think I'm supposed to block like this. Okay, so Taylor does use Snapdragons here. And he has Codex. Okay. I guess the real decision point here is Command and Conquer or Crippling Crush. Which one seems like a better line? Crippling Crush definitely has more value with all but one equipment block gone from Taylor's suite. But Command and Conquer provides an easier line where I can still block some of his damage. I don't know. Let's take the Crippling Crush. Let's play a little greedy. Let's block 5 here because we're really blocking 7. And we'll just pass. This is just 3 Go Again, so we're just going to let this hit. There is no, like, scary on-hit effect attached here, so... Aha, here come the cards. And an Embolism. Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
Oh, yeah.
And a Falcon Wing. Good lord. I have a family, you know?
Yeah.
12 with an Inertia, which is the discard on my cards, right?
Yeah, at the end of your turn.
So double Inertia basically with Seek and Destroy, except not really.
Yeah. It's
All right, we're going to take 9 here to have a decent turn. We'll dominate another Crippling Crush and force... We're going to... I know I said earlier we're going to force him to have it, but we're going to force him to have Sink Belows here. Or not Sink Belows, I mean Fate Foreseens. Taking 11 and just discarding 2 cards makes sense. Now we have to block Taylor's 2-card hand as opposed to his better hand. So we block this. There's no way for you to have a turn, basically. And then I can do that. I don't know. That doesn't feel that great. We're going to bottom that and see what we find. Oh, I can't play reactions. Sorry. I'm an idiot.
Okay.
So we'll just take the value block here. I mean, Taylor could basically activate Dreadbore every turn if he wants to. Is that only when you activate Dreadbore?
No.
Is it a static effect?
Yeah.
So we're just gonna bottom. We're just gonna bottom our sink below because I just don't see it ever being valuable unless we're seeing like a Rabble, which we've already seen like 2 or 3 of, or an E-Strike. Man, Dreadbore is really good.
Yeah, it's just a passive that sits on the board and just kind of does stuff.
Just kind of like stares at me.
Yeah.
You can play them from Arsenal. Is that what it says?
Yes. You can
From
play,
hand. Okay, so throwing hammer for 6 here and then keeping my sink below to Arsenal would have actually been a pretty decent play. That is worth noting. And my man pick go again here. We'll block the endless arrow here. That's a pretty good one for him to have. So we'll make the plays here. Make a surge and throw hammer here. Looking for a good hand that will let us close out the game. The closer Taylor gets to 0, the better it becomes for us. Premeditate.
Good card.
So I agree, it is a very good card. So this hitting us does nothing. Not well, I mean, I guess it gives you a ponder token.
It's like Snatch. What are you talking about?
Yeah. So I need all of my cards to make that happen, or I'm basically saying I can block 6, but I might be giving up a point if I do that. But if you have a way to deal 5, then I'm in a bad spot. We're going to take 4 and see what happens here. There it is. Let's see, this is like super awkward because 7 is like just enough. Is it still better to just block 6 and throw 6 at you and let you keep the endless arrow? Because letting you keep the endless arrow isn't any different than the ponder. It just lets you choose what you want in your arsenal. The one thing that does worry me about being this low is that you have traps that are active because of hammer. And me being at 4 basically puts me in a spot where if you can do anything, all I'm doing is hammer.
Yeah, I gotta think about my turn. This is a really awkward turn.
Oh no, you're good, man. Take your time.
It's like I can throw like, I think that's the line. Oh, I hate that line.
Okay. Man, you just keep getting 1 point over.
That's what the deck's made for.
I
Breakpoints,
mean,
baby.
you're doing it well, my friend.
Yeah, welcome to Briar 2.0. Briar with arrows.
Okay, let's force you to beat me in the dark.
Uh,
Wish it would tell me whose card
I,
you looked at.
yours. I looked at yours.
So I have
Believe it
to.
or not,
What were
it's
you gonna
actually a
say?
3 block. Oh no, the card on top of your deck is a 3 block.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah, just let you know.
I mean, let's continue to block it out. The cool thing about Ranger is that, like, we've seen E-Strikes, we've seen Ravenous Rabbles, which means you can't have too many go again things. Now, Rain Razors would be terrible, but
Okay, I have to map this turn out. Hold on.
Briar but wax on proof is what Alexander said.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what Taylor had in mind when he was designing the deck.
Block like that.
It is worth noting that I'm up 11 cards, which I do enjoy. When I say I'm up 11 cards, I mean I'm up 11 cards after we put the Macho Grande back into my deck. I honestly think arsenaling to sink below might have been like a big difference changer for me here. We'll take one because Breakpoint Boy is good at throwing breakpoints. We'll throw 5. Don't have Rain Razors. We'll throw the hammer for 4. Like, it's just like kind of what we're doing right now. More red arrows we get out of his deck, the better. First time you've used Trench this game. You just put a card from your arsenal at the bottom of your deck and a resource. So you're coming in for 11 and I'm dying?
Yep. Close game.
Yep, because I can block 9. I go to 1 and then I die to the Pox token. Ah, yes, Talishar. I would love to pay for that, but I can't.
That was a close game.
That was close.
That's my Riptide list. I don't know whether to play Dreadborn to you or Death Dealer. That's actually a big thing, because when I play Death Dealer, it's a lot more aggressive. That was actually very slow for what the deck does.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because a draw in this deck, I can usually arsenal a trap, and if you swing a trap that doesn't activate, I can activate Trench, which equals a free card draw. So second cycle, I actually just become a straight trap deck. That's the idea.
Okay.
So I get, into Lexi, into Bravo, I would assume, Briar, this Phi. What actually happens is we get to a point in which they have to start blocking out, and then I draw like 2 or 3 traps. They're at 3, 5 to 3, and then I just trap them out and win the game.
Right. Yeah. That is one thing I was really worried about, is that you were just gonna like kill me with traps. Like if I got to like, I know there's like greater base and stuff like that, and hammer falls right into that.
Yeah. I know a lot of people on first impressions weren't very impressed with Riptide, but in our testing, he's been very consistently good. He almost feels like a fixed Briar, but instead of Channel Mount Heroic, you get on hits, such as Infecting Shot, Premeditate, and stuff like that. And for your Channel Mount Heroic, you get the Codexes.
Okay.
3. Yeah, so that's how we kind of like organized it, is like he's kind of like a new age Briar, where instead of raw damage, we're throwing hits that actually matter now. That's what it's felt like.
It honestly seemed awesome. Like that was, I think that was the closest game against Riptide I've played so far. Like I've played against a lot of those like defensive Riptides where they're just playing nothing but traps.
Awful. I don't think that's how. Yeah.
And it's like, oh, dominate, pulverize, dominate, crippling crush. Like I'm just throwing as many things as I can at them, and it's like they can't keep up. So yeah, this was
Yeah.
cool. I like this.
Yeah. Hopefully it does well in Richmond. I'm just looking for like a top 16, 32 with Riptide, kind of show that the deck is real.
Are you
So I
actually
make
playing it
yeah,
at that dude? That's
yeah.
awesome,
I'm dead serious. I think the deck is good enough for like a top 16 at a battle hardened or something.
dude.
I don't think you can top 8 with it because of Oldham. I think if I can run into like Dromize and five like the no fuse Lexi list,
Yep.
I think I can run into those. I'm happy. But like as soon as I see Oldham across from me, I put in 72 cards. I look at them. I have one remembrance and one quiver, and I hope to God that I get lucky.
And you just hope
But
it pans out.
yeah, it's just like, oh, it's like a 25% matchup. But everything else is fun. We've actually been having a lot of success in the Dromai, surprisingly, since we play 6 poppers.
Okay.
And Codex of Frailty actually gets you back a popper because we're playing, Down and Dirty. So,
Oh, that you can block with from your arsenal.
yeah, so like we
Dude,
just
that's
play
awesome.
Codex and then just like stare them in the eyes as we get a popper.
Well, they know it too. Like, and
Oh,
they're
yeah.
forced to stare at it.
Yeah, it's like, okay, do I swing with dragon here or not? And then if they don't do any dragons, you go to your turn, you just trench it away, and it just generates a resource for a popper. It's
Dude,
like,
that's
oh,
awesome.
it's like, oh shit,
That's really
okay,
cool. Well,
yeah.
sadly,
So,
I am not going to Richmond anymore, so I will not see you there.
what?
Yeah, it all kind of fell through, unfortunately. So
Oh, I'll come pick you up. It's like 3 hours to your house, and then
I was
I'll
like,
ride 3 hours. Yeah,
you'd
it's
have
worth
to
it.
drive from Charlotte, which is like 3 hours, to get me,
Yeah,
and then we'd have to drive 5 hours to Richmond.
it's worth it. It's worth it.
Well, I appreciate it. I'm glad to
Of
know that
course.
we're on that we're that kind of like friendship level right
Yeah,
there.
of course. Are you going to Baltimore?
Oh yeah. I've had that one locked in like since they announced it. So
Okay.
when they announced the
Oh,
dates, I requested it off at work like immediately. So
yeah. Okay, I was making sure. I was
yeah.
like, we just got lodging like yesterday, so
Oh wow. Like for
a little
Baltimore,
last minute. Yeah, man, a little last minute.
I was like,
I was
man,
like,
coming in at the wire.
yeah, well, Aaron's a little slow, so
Oh,
he's
that's
like, oh,
funny.
he's like, I'll take care of it this time, and then he's like, oh, I forgot. I was like, oh, okay, crap.
Oh, it sounds like he took care of it just a little late.
Yeah, yeah, we were sweating a little bit. I was like, hey, how's the rooms going? He goes, oh yeah, that. I was like, oh no.
Oh, that's
Hey, well,
hilarious.
well, thank you for entertaining me with that game. It was kind of interesting. I still don't know if Death Dealer or Dreadbore is correct, but just I definitely think about it a little bit more.
I mean, I don't have to be streaming. If you want to play some games, like, let me know. I'd love to test the matchup because if somebody does well with that, like, if somebody else figures that out, like you guys have, and they do well with it, it'll pop up everywhere. So,
Yeah,
I,
I just
I
want top 16 and then just be like post in the Discord, be like, I top 16 with Riptide. Here you go, have fun. It's like, and then I want people to play and be like, man, this deck sucks.
oh
Like,
man.
that's my goal is to like make a deck in which everyone goes, man, this is jank. I'm going back. I'm like, no,
Oh well, that's awesome. I hope you crush it with it. Let's see.
thanks, dude.
Um, Alexander says play Death Dealer.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. I think Death Dealer is correct because it allows you to trench a lot better. Like, trench is slowly becoming like my favorite card in the game. Like, because
Okay.
it's like Crown of Seeds except for a lot crappier. With Death
Yeah.
Dealer, it's like, yeah, but
Oh,
it doesn't.
Alexander wants you to try it. He wants you to play one more game against me playing Death Dealer.
Okay. Are you down for one more game,
Yeah,
sir?
I was like, dude, if you got time for it, I'm
Yeah,
in.
yeah, yeah, of course.
Here, let me link it to you real quick.
Oh no. Ah, Ben's over there with his little notebook, writing down every card I'm playing. He's like, oh, we got the sauce.
That's what he does to everybody, man.
He's like, I know what I'm playing at the Pro Tour now. It's like, oh no, not like those.
I will go first. I'm gonna board the same way I did last time because if we were playing, I wouldn't know you were aggro Riptide.
Yeah.
So I feel
I
like
even had
that's
the
only fair to our testing.
Yeah, I even had the fish hat for Saturday. I got a nice little fish hat.
Like the
Fish
one that
Airbnb.
Matt W wears all the time.
Yeah, that was our little joke. Is whenever Riptide played, well, we were all gonna play it, but then he looked at it, it's like this here is awful, and I was like, nah, I see potential. It reloads a lot. Like our original build of this deck actually had a Promise of Plenty,
Okay.
but but people kept blocking it, and I was like, this card sucks. Why would anyone play this card?
Man, this hand
Dominator's
is
Final.
interesting. Would love to open with Dominator's Final here.
You're not a true Bravo gamer until you do it.
Nah, I mean, I've done it before. I'm just not gonna do it this game.
Let's go. So you're saying there's a chance?
That's not what I want to do. Tectonic plating has go again. So we're gonna do that, and I drew exactly what I wanted. So now we're just gonna pray Taylor doesn't kill me,
I gotta think about my hand for a second.
cause this is gonna be awesome.
I guess I can hide information from you.
It's not Roadhog. Sorry, loses to old man. Pro hasn't seen the Discord, dude. What are you? Are you talking about? Riptide? What are you talking about, Alexander? Oh my gosh! Look at you getting the freaking Icelander value.
Thank you. Hamilton taught me this one. I was like, wow, that's really genius. You have less life as go again? Holy shit.
Oh, Hamilton taught me this one. That's hilarious.
Why is no one talking about that line? Busted.
So I want every card in my hand. Like the play is too good to not have every card in my hand, so I'd have to give you all of my equipment.
I see nothing wrong with giving you all the equipment.
You seriously think it's correct for me to give you all of my equipment on this?
As the Riptide player, man, just make like the worst play ever. Just
yeah. That's what I thought you were trying to say.
All I know is you have Crippling Crush. That's all I know. It's probably Crippling Crush Pummel or Dominated. Now I gotta think about my play because you suck. Hold on. Oh, I'm gonna do this.
Oh, stop that. You stop that?
Another one.
Okay, well this one will block. What the heck?
Sheesh.
We've already taken enough, so
hey, you're not single.
Just block with all but imposing. No, I needed every card there. Oh, never mind. I see where you caught what you were saying. So this only costs 6, so we can make a surge. Even better. Nothing feels better than being able to make a surge.
Damn, my boy over there is making me discard 3 cards. Not very cash money of you.
I love that it's random too. Like that's like
one of them's random. I mean, 2 of them are random. They're the one I get to decide.
Hey,
Do you get to stack the triggers?
I believe so.
I don't know. Okay.
I don't know. Like as active player, I think I should, but I don't know. Like it's a card game, so who knows?
No way, you had the pummel? Choose a card.
I do not get to choose. All right, thanks a lot, Talishar. Thanks for nothing. All right, well, I'm up 3. Well, I take that back. I'm up 2. Realize what I said as soon as I said it. Hit a blue. Never lucky.
Damn, there's only 2 blues in my whole deck.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Bro, that's wild.
Yeah. This deck's only running 2 blues. Actually, I think I'm playing 3 in this matchup.
Do you want to just stop throwing these like drill shots and stuff at me?
They're really good.
I agree. They are very good.
Now I just want them out of my deck. Okay, I can do that. Yeah, I think I'll just take it.
I was like, if you have anything relevant, normally like just taking hammer is just so good because you can just stare at me like what is this? What is this? So 10, no on hit effect, no go again. Do this, take 5. So am I putting I think because of Trench, I think I'm just going to put this on the bottom. Try to find a card that'll make me cry. Cool. Thanks a lot, game. All right, well.
What?
We're just gonna... Yeah.
Interesting.
So I put a Command and Conquer on the bottom in hopes of finding a blue so I could throw the Spinal. So this has the Seek and Destroy effect.
Yeah, won't be important with your heave to pulverize.
We'll just take 2 here. Like, the effect's not relevant. Oh, and it's an instant, so you can just make that happen too.
Oh,
That's
actually,
really cool.
Hold on. Let me not.
No, dude, back up. Do whatever you need to do.
No, I wasn't trying to. Hold on. Sorry about that. I do apologize. I'm
No.
playing the same for us.
Dude.
Yeah, it's the same.
You're good, man. Like, I'm like never bothered by people taking stuff back if it means a better game.
Yeah.
Well, that is pretty good. Let's just basically agree to take 5 here.
Yeah.
We'll throw Pulverize here.
That's a good one.
I mean, Pulverize for 13 is the worst Pulverize I've ever thrown, so look at it that way. You somehow find a way to best me yet again, even when I'm throwing a Pulverize. Okay. We'll sink below action. So good. Well, joke's on you. It had less power than its base.
Oh no! It didn't. No, it didn't trigger. No. 3. Head jab.
Hearing you say head jab is funny. We'll block here. We have a pretty decent turn to follow up our Terra Sunder with. Taylor might. Taylor might have an answer for it. I don't think we've seen that many sink belows yet. We've only seen 1. Okay, so Taylor just takes 7 to keep a decent hand here, which is a pretty solid play.
7 for 7.
So I could go to 7 here. Is that inertia? Is that what that is?
Yep.
We get an inertia token. We play Terra Sunder, make a surge, play Chokeslam. Chokeslam for 9, on hit, discard 2 cards, on hit, or crush your things, can't gain power. The odds of him being able to cover up 9 is not very likely. We've already used all of our equipment blocks, so we're not losing any value there. Yeah, I don't know that this is the most correct play I've ever made, but wait, I'm an idiot. I can't do all of that. Math be mathing. Yeah, so basically off the back of me not being able to count, we just agreed to take 7 for no reason. We could have blocked at least 3 there, if not more. Taylor has sink below into trap. He gets to have a good hand right there.
I do not. Now I gotta think if I want to draw a card or not.
I was like, are we throwing 7 or drawing a card?
Yeah. Well, if I draw, but you don't have a, so you can't spinal dominate if I just buff. So that's pretty important to know. You can always choke slam, but you have to take a lot. I think I'm gonna buff.
It's like, yeah. If you buff, I can go to 3 and that doesn't do me any good. So I do think this is my best play. It's just to force Taylor to have a couple of blocks here and still throw some damage at me. Because with the surge, depending on what we have, probably still keep a couple of cards. That's a lot of 2 blocks, which means this is a sink below or a trap of some variety. I do not take a damage.
No.
Which is nice. Yeah, I guess we'll take 1. Throw the hammer for 6. Let's hope Taylor doesn't have 2 turned on traps because of our pummel. He just has the boulder trap. Good play.
Yeah, but you got it.
Wait, what? Is that not the one that deals 2 to me?
No, I don't play that one.
Oh, I thought that was the one that dealt 2 to me, and I was like, well, I played myself.
Yeah, I should have blocked with Trench to play around Pummel. That was my fault. Yeah, good game.
That was, and again, an extremely close game.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I think I like Dreadboard more. I think the +1 was oddly relevant for certain breakpoints.
You said you think it was oddly irrelevant?
Oh, relevant.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, being able to like be able to pump like a Bolton shot, then come in. Okay. I mean, I learned a little bit. Yeah, that was a good game. That was awesome.
No, I enjoyed it, man. I appreciate you you bringing your list for Richmond on the stream, keeping me on my toes for sure. Especially since I won't get to be there. So
yeah. Is Alexander gonna be there?
No, honestly, there's nobody going to Richmond. I was gonna be the only person on the team going to Richmond, and like when my plans fell through, like nobody's making it. It's honestly kind of sad.
Holy smokes! Well, I'll see y'all in Baltimore, and y'all can keep my butt there.
All right, man. Sounds good. Thanks for the games, buddy.
Of course, buddy. Bye.
See ya. Oh, all right. Well, that was Taylor, everybody. Taylor is pretty awesome. Taylor's very good at Flesh and Blood too. His Riptide list was pretty sweet. I really enjoyed it. That was a lot of fun. Let's see. All right, yeah. Oh, it's only 8:45. Oh, cool. We got time. We can keep playing games. Let's go. Oh, 4-2 tonight. Not bad. I've just honestly, I've made quite a few play mistakes. Oh, excuse me. Playing tonight, like I can just kind of feel it when I'm playing that I'm not playing top tier, honestly. So it's kind of, I don't know, like if you play cards like long enough, you'll have days where you have off days and you just don't play like at the top of your game. Like it'll happen no matter how long you play. Like it'll always happen. But like I don't know, like it's just like I can just actively tell that I'm not playing that well tonight. I wish I could tell you why I wasn't playing that well tonight, but I don't know. Like when me and Taylor were playing, I made a few mistakes. Like I didn't read enough of his cards, and I wasn't thinking about certain things. Like I can just tell that my mind's not completely in it. One thing that I've always thought would be very neat is if I like being aware that you're having an off day is one thing. Being able to fix it is another. Like if you can fix having an off day, good for you. That's extremely impressive, and I like sincerely tip my hat to you. But I have not reached that level of card playing yet. We do not want the remembrance. Take out the pulverizes, the sigils, the rouses, and we leave in all the defense reactions. Oh, so the one on Fate Foreseen here, it would have been a lot better. Honestly, I think I'm kind of inclined to keep the pulverize in over the remembrance and just like it's either a 3-block or it's just good enough to play. I am curious to see how the staunch responses work out for us in this matchup. So I took out the unmovables from from my Bravo list, and I added in staunch responses instead, so that I could have so that I could play around Lexi's Frostbites and still play my staunch responses, which I don't necessarily think is like a bad thing, but at the same time, like so using like playing around like staunch response is good because it can cover up a lot. So this blocks 8, 11, right? Or I can block 11 either way, but I'm gonna block with Chokeslam. I mean, like, so honestly, sorry, opponent. Click too fast there. So this is for 8, 11. I honestly think Tectonic Plating and Iron Rot Legs are worth Blood Rot because they're blocking for extra points here. It's very, very not stereotypical play. From like you don't block with equipment on turn 0. It's just not something you do. But when you have something like that thrown at you, it is what it is, and that's all there is to it. So Chokeslam Pummel is a great response here to what my my opponent's doing here. Like Chokeslam is a great card against Azalea, and honestly, having the Pummel here is just so good. They block 6. We're gonna play the Pummel. So they take 6 and they lose a card here, which means they cannot have a turn unless they have a 0-cost card they're playing. Activate, make a surge, activate Bravo, dominate Spinal Crush. Like, this is also an insanely good turn. We're running a little hot right here, honestly. Just kind of like a couple of really good lines back to back. Having to use the equipment to block with on turn 0 to stop a Retina Ledger was very tough. I honestly would have just taken the Retina Ledger. I would have taken the 3 extra points that they would have dealt had it not come with a Pox token. Our 3 block on our equipment allowed us to block 5, and I do think that's worth. I do think that's worth not. I do think that's worth like blocking with our equipment. So they could have a turn here. I was like, depending on what's in their hand. I was like, they could have had a turn there. Like, honestly, like if they had like a 1-cost arrow or something, they could have thrown it with the tunic counter. I think I'm just gonna throw... So I can throw Spinal Crush and make a Surge, which will get 2 cards out of their hand. And they'll just have like a normal turn with 2 cards in an arsenal. And then I can arsenal my Crippling Crush. Or I can just throw the Crippling Crush. I think I would rather throw the Spinal Crush here. Throwing Spinal Crush, I think, is just better. Like, I think that setting up a Crippling Crush turn, like, again, so many 2 blocks from my Azalea opponent. Like, it's just so good. You love to see it. You don't love to see a hand like this, though. I'm going to put the Staunch Response on the bottom. So let's make a Surge with the Choke Slam, come in with the Crippling Crush, and we'll arsenal the Sink Below. I think having a little bit of defense here to back up all of the offense we played is a good strategy so far. Like, I could have pitched the Sink Below here, and kept the red Choke Slam, which would have been good. Like, that's not a bad line by any stretch of the imagination. I just think we're better off to keep our Sink Below here, because even if they throw like 1 card here, we're still able to play our card. And this is insanely good. We get to make a Surge, activate Bravo, dominate Crippling Crush. Thought I clicked on that. I must not have. Hey, what's up, Kyle? I appreciate you lurking, brother. Appreciate you coming by and hanging out. We're gonna go Grande Thunderquake. Honestly, all this kind of sucks. I could go Crater Fist Chokeslam. Make them block with 2 cards. I'm going to get rid of every card in my hand this way. Now, the odds of I was like this Chokeslam affecting them is not relevant. Like, probably not going to happen. But right now it is 40-10. And that's not something I can say very regularly. Terra Sunder Hammer here. It's just our play. We're going to block with Crush the Weak and Sink Below. When this hits a hero, I do have 3 equipment block left too, which is relevant. When this hits a hero, choose red, yellow, or blue. I mean, we're just going to go 5 here. And if they have some kind of like pump effect or something, we'll play the Sink Below. But I think keeping the Sink Below as long as possible is just fine. Play Cranial Crush. Or I'm sorry, play Terra Sunder, pitching Cranial Crush, and then come in with Hammer for 7. Like, we haven't taken a single point of damage this game. This has been a very good game from us. Like, we've kind of just taken off and we never slowed down. We block Pummel, hold up the sink, and my opponent concedes. Yeah, that was... Honestly, that wasn't even fair. Like, that was a slaughtering. I do not think that that is a representation of how that matchup goes. I had tempo the entire game. Okay. Yeah, I don't think that's how that matchup is supposed to go by any stretch of the imagination. Every time I've played against Blake or somebody playing as Ellie, it's always been super close, and I've really enjoyed the games for sure. So, all right, I think that's it for tonight. Let's see, we went 5-2 tonight. Was a pretty good record this evening. I mean, if I did that, at day one of a calling, I would be 1 win away from day 2. So I take that. I mean, I don't know. Bravo continues to feel good and strong and powerful. Like, I'm continuing to like Bravo. I don't really see that changing anytime soon. Hopefully Richmond doesn't shake that up too much. So it might be worth going back to the unmovables, honestly, over the staunch responses. The Lexi matchup might just be like a corner case where I just don't need to play around it. I don't need to have staunch responses over that, because there have been multiple times when I wanted to swing the hammer and I wasn't able to. I wasn't able to swing hammer for 6 because I had a blue staunch response instead of a blue unmovable. So there is a little bit of less synergy there. The synergy from the blue and red unmovables might be better than the staunch responses. Although, had I had a blue unmovable right there, instead of a blue staunch response, I would not have even been able to cover up the red in the ledger for 14. So that is worth noting. Good and bad side of all of it. I'll probably have to go back into my notes and make a note there that the blue staunch response was very relevant at the beginning of the game. So anyway, thanks for hanging out tonight, guys. I appreciate it. I think I'll be back Thursday. I'm not sure. Might be hanging out with my family Thursday, but I might be back Thursday. I don't know. If not, I'll be back this weekend, though, since I'm not going to Richmond. I'll be back to play some games this weekend. So hope everybody has a good week, and I'll see you this weekend. Take it easy, guys.